0, 1. Let's get started.
Hey, what's up? It's Matt in Japan. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're taking a look at the Japanese release of Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee. Now, when I say Japanese release, I use that term super loosely. The only real difference is the stickers that they slapped all over the box, and they called it a day, basically. So, with that being said, let's take a look at the packaging. There is Bumblebee in robot mode, and for a deluxe class figure, this guy is super small. He's swimming in that space in there, so I'm curious, once I get him out of the package, to do some comparisons how small he really is. You see the car mode there, very cool, and all the Japanese stickers all over the place. So there's one there, there's an age sticker there, there's a sticker on top there. On the side, you see Bumblebee in his robot mode and a close-up of his noggin. There's also a huge sticker on the bottom. There's a QR code for the Transformers channel if you want to check that out. Another big sticker on the side where the artwork is. Another huge sticker on the back showing another QR code that goes to TakerotomiFans.com. And then you see your product shots of Animated Universe Bumblebee. He converts in 22 steps to his very cute-looking sport car mode. So yeah, that's about it for the packaging. And yeah, I'm very curious about this figure. So let's break him open, see what he's all about. Okay, here we have Animated Universe Bumblebee out of the packaging. Before we get into his details, let's take a quick look at the accessories he comes with. He does come with 4 accessories, 2 of them being these sort of little missiles here, done in a smoky, clear gray plastic. I kind of wish there was a little bit of paint on them. I might add touch up some paint with my markers there, but they're decently detailed. So anyways, you got those 2. And then you got these sort of stinger accessories here that can be combined. I'll show you the integration in a sec, but they're done in a clear blue plastic with some actually very nice silver paint on them. So that's how they look there. And they can be combined, like I said. As far as weapon storage, you do have ports. You have a port down here, and you do have 2 ports on the back. So basically what you can do with these guys is you can put the missiles in like so. So I'll just put in the missiles like that. And then you can take these guys. There's a hole right there, and you can sort of plug those in there. And get the other one and plug it in. And it does sort of emulate his sort of rocket booster. So I think that's really cool. I like that look, actually. Or you can take them off just like that. And then you can have him, the instructions say you can have it just like as a handheld weapon. Like so. Like that. And, you know, obviously you can put that in this hand too. Like that. So you can do a handheld weapon or have him like have the rocket boosters. So I kind of like the rocket boosters on the back. And then one more thing you can do is actually taking these parts off. You can have him do like his famous sort of stinger attack. If he will stand up here. So taking these off. And then you can combine these 2. Now they combine fine, but taking them apart is a real pain in the butt. I actually almost ripped my fingernail off. So I'm kind of trying not to, you know, squeeze it too hard here, but they do combine like that. And there are 2 little pegs right there. So what you want to do is you want to just open up his arms here and then flip his wrist around like that, and it will reveal a little hole like that. So same thing on this side. Take that down, flip this around, reveal that little port, and then basically what you can do is kind of put his arms together. Sorry, I think I had this wrong. I think you're supposed to put his arms like this. I think it works better. There we go. And then these are at an angle, so they will just sort of slot in like so. There we go. Okay, yeah. You actually have to turn his arms up like that. But then that creates sort of his stinger attack. I'm not really familiar with animated. I know he has a stinger attack, but that is some integration for the weapon. So very cool. I really like that, actually. That's very cool. So yeah, a lot of playability with the weapons and the accessories. So very cool. So let's pause and get into his details. All right, before we look at Bumblebee's details, let's do some quick comparisons here. Here we have the War for Cybertron Bumblebee, and they're about the same size. I think that's a pretty good comparison. I think they're almost the same height. Bumblebee, this one looks a little taller because of his backpack there, but they are about the same height. So for a deluxe, he's pretty small. And then bringing in Earthspark Bumblebee, this guy is a huge deluxe, so he actually towers over Bumblebee. So just a quick sort of animated comparison there. So yeah, this guy is actually very small, but he's very compact, very cute. and he's got a lot going for him. So anyways, yeah, let's pause there and get into his details. All right, getting in close on Bumblebee's details here. So let's take a quick look at the head sculpt there. The head sculpt is very well done. You get some nice silver paint. I love the black outline there, the blue eyes, and the silly little smirk he had in the show and also on the original figure. The one thing that deters me from this, from liking this figure so much, is the clear plastic. Not so much on the windshield, but back in through here. This is all just clear plastic through here. I kind of wish, I mean, I understand for car mode, but like I kind of wish some of it was just painted. I wish they extended the yellow here, and this backpack part is just, you know, I wish they had just done either black or yellow, or maybe black would make his head pop out more. Other than that, he looks pretty cool. You know, you got the Tampergraph Autobot logo there. Not a whole lot of detail really. You got a little bit of detail on his forearms. We'll see more in vehicle mode, but yeah, you got the stripe down his leg there, and he's got some heel spurs, and that's how he looks from the back. A lot of pins on this guy. This guy is like pinned all the way through, and it does allow for some great articulation, but we'll get into that in a second. But yeah, overall, aesthetically, pretty cool. Pretty nice looking figure here. And again, like I said, he's a tiny fella, but you know, just playing around with him, transforming him back and forth, he's actually a pretty fun figure. So speaking of those pins, let's get into the articulation section. Okay, the articulation for this figure is actually excellent. He's got some great posability. There is a little bit of kind of funkiness, things getting in the way in the arms and legs, but not that bad. So first of all, let's take a look at the head. The head is on a ball joint, and I love the fact that he can look all the way up. It's a little tricky to get my hands in there, but I love the fact that you can like get him like that. So like if you have those rocket boosters on the back, you can get him in some like, you get him in some like cool like flying poses here. I think I did take a picture of him sort of in a flying pose, so that's very cool. So his head is super articulated. You see the ball joint there. It's just a little bit tricky to get because his head does kind of tuck back because of transformation. So he can kind of go back and forth, but it is a little, it's super tight. It does go all the way around, but it's really tight. Anyways, talking about the arms are very interesting. They are on hinges here. If you look under here, tons of hinges and pins and everything. So his shoulders do go out like that, which I love. I really love that sort of T-pose. You know, with holding his weapons, you can get some really cool action poses. His arms don't go all the way around. They bend back this much. They go forward about that much. So they don't go all the way around. Then you have this pin here, which sort of has articulation on his arm there, and that is because of transformation, but that does allow for some movement there. He does have a 90 degree at the elbow. So yeah, like as far as like the arms, they can go in and out. They can go back that far, forward that far, elbow 90 degrees. He does have a very tight wrist swivel, so that is very nice, especially for you know, doing that pose with the stinger there. So yeah, the arms, and then, you know, it can go up and down. And then again, this is because of transformation. So you have a joint there. So a lot of joints and pins going on around the shoulder and arm region. And then he does have a unhindered bicep swivel. Bicep. Yeah, Matt, good one. Unhindered waist swivel. There we go. Not enough coffee today. So he does have an unhindered waist swivel, which is very nice. He can do the full splits like so. And then he can kick back actually pretty far. He can do the not quite the high kicks that I was expecting, but he can kick that much. And then his geez, I'm getting my body parts all mixed up here. His legs are on hinges there, so they do hinge out. And there's a mushroom peg right there, so you do have some articulation for the hip there. And then for the knee, he does have a very deep knee bend, so way over 90 degrees. So you do get some really nice posability there. And then for the ankles, this is where it gets a little funky here. Because of this sort of car part back here, it does get hindered a little bit. So he does have an ankle rocker joint, but it almost gets hindered right there. It hits that part right there. So just be careful. You want to kind of pull it out and sort of ease it out. It's not like other figures where you can just, you know, put it back and forth. So he does have the ankle articulation, but it's a little bit hindered by that back piece. And then not much else, a little bit in the toe region, but that's about it. So yeah, you can really get this guy in some very, very fun poses, especially with his head going all the way up like that. He can look all the way up. And I really love figures that do that. So I just love that look. So yeah, so for a little guy, he's super posable. So I'll leave you guys with some pictures at the end of him in some cool poses. But now on to the transformation. Okay, transformation time. First thing we want to do is take his arms and just turn them up like this. So the arms are facing up like that. Next thing you want to do is just take this chest piece, unclip it there, and you're going to take this piece and just bring it, his head will fall back like that. And then you got to just connect the front of the car, the roof of the car to that like there. And then next thing you want to do is open up his legs down here. You want to just take, first of all, we can put the heel spurs in like that. And then we want to open up his legs like so. His legs fold open like this. And there are little knee pads there you can just tuck away like that. So open up his legs like so. Tuck away his knee pads. And then his legs, his feet will just tuck in like that. And then you want to take these pieces here and rotate them down where the tires are and just rotate them. So this part is sort of flush with the front there. And the same thing on this side. You want to rotate that down like that. And then fold in the knee pads like I did. And then you want to close the car front. So just there's a clip right there. And you can see on the front here, it'll just clip together like that. And then you can close this up and there's another clip like that. So there you have basically the front of the car. And just want to make sure everything is sort of, you know, do the old transformer squeeze. There's a little bit of gappage there, but it's okay. So next thing you want to do is we will turn the waist 180 like that. And then there's actually a waist joint right here, which we're going to kind of break. So if you go like this, it'll unclip. So it's maybe easier on this side. So it just clips like that. There's a clip there. So it just unclips like that. You can hear it sort of unclipping. And then you want to turn it around. And then there are two tabs right here and right here, which will slot into place on the front of the hood. So you want to just bring this section over like so, and then just clip those in. They should just clip in place like that. And actually they hold pretty well. So you're going to clip those in. And then you have sort of the front half of the car there. Next thing you want to do is rotate the arms back. So you want to just take the arms and then this little pin will sort of just fold in. There's a little cavity right there. This will sort of just fold in that little cavity. So it sort of tucks away right there. So you want to do the same thing over here. Just fold the arms down, take this, use that pin there and the hinge and fold that in. So it sort of sits in that little cavity, becomes flush like that. And again, we can adjust some things later on. Next thing you want to do is just take the arms. You want to open up the arms and then just put his fists in there. And you don't want to close these. You want to keep them open. So just keep those open like that. So again, just take this out if I can. Yeah, take that out. And then you want to put his arms back. And again, don't close it. So on this side, let's work on this side. And then you want to rotate to this part. Actually, you want to make sure that is open. And you want to just take this piece and just put it up like so. This doesn't really tab into place. It kind of just rests there. I kind of wish there was a little, you know, something like it clicked into place or something. It doesn't really stay in place that well. So you kind of want to do the same thing again. So I'll just show you guys. This part just kind of goes, again, that folds down. This part kind of just goes up and it doesn't really snap into place. I kind of wish it snapped into place. So this part can be a little bit fiddly. So anyways, you should have something looks like that. And then again, this part, this little tab right there, again, doesn't really slot into place. It just kind of sits behind this part right here. So you want to take this and just make sure it's, you know, behind this piece. And then you want to make sure these two pieces are flush. Again, like I said, this part can be a little fiddly, but looks like it's about good right there. And then again, next on this side, that tab is just going to sit right behind that part there. So again, doesn't really tab in, but just sort of rests there. So once you get everything, and again, this might come out, but you can just easily put it back. And like I said, once you get it in there, it's pretty well adjusted there. These parts will come apart a bit finicky in this sort of back half, but once you get everything situated, then it should all just come together. And then what you want to do is just take this roof piece, you want to hinge it out like that, unfold like that, and then you'll notice down here there are two tiny little tabs sticking out here, and they will slot into these tiny little holes right there. So you really got to get it just right. It can be a little tricky. You want to get it, you don't want to put it back too much. Okay, that side's in, and you can pretty much just coax this side in like so. There we go. Okay. And then that actually holds really well, but that's a little bit tricky there. And again, just kind of going around, this hood will come off. Doing the old squeeze here. I'm making sure these parts are in. And voila, there you have a Bumblebee in his vehicle mode, and he rolls like a dream. Look at that. Really nice wheels, nice pinned wheels here. So he rolls really well. But yeah, let's pause and get into his details. All right, here we got Bumblebee in his vehicle mode. Let's take a quick look at his details. So yeah, very reminiscent of that old toy in the vehicle mode. It looks very good. The only problem I have with the vehicle mode is these sort of hinges here. It's a bit unsightly. You can see the hinge there sticking out. It's pretty big. And it does have some ports there. I'm not sure why there's a port there. These kind of make sense because you can arm him up with his missiles and stuff. But yeah, it's a little bit unsightly around this area. And also the clear plastic doesn't bother me as much as it did in robot mode. I do wish they kind of extended this yellow part out to the, to at least like right here, or the black to sort of match the plastic there. But yeah, otherwise it's, it's pretty faithful to the old toy, the old animated toy. Again, there's no paint on the back. Kind of wish there was something like some maybe light blue or something on the back. But you can always touch it up if you wanted to. And of course, you get the trademark little red light there on the top. You get the Autobot logo there, the black racing stripe. So yeah, all in all, he does have some sort of very light silver paint on the front there. You see the grille detail. But yeah, for the most part, it's a very cute little, it's a very cute little car. And like I showed you, it does roll really well. So for comparison, here is the War for Cybertron Bumblebee. So there's a quick comparison. The War for Cybertron Bumblebee is obviously a little bit longer, but yeah, not too far off. I do like the color on this of the animated Bumblebee. Yeah, there's a quick comparison in vehicle mode. So yeah, that's about it. The only other thing is you can arm up his, you can arm him up in vehicle mode. So taking those parts like we saw, and you can either see that, like I said, these ports here don't really make sense. I mean, I guess you can put them on like that, but I think this looks way better. So if you put them up like so, let me get the other one ready here. And whoa, as it falls off. I just think this looks way better, like having them up like that. So it's just personal preference. So anyways, there are ports there, and there's a port there. Let's just, I don't know, for S's and G's, shits and giggles here, let's put it up like that. I guess that's not bad. Does he still roll like that though? Kind of. It does kind of hinder the rolling, but it does actually kind of look cool, sort of like an attack mode there. So that is cool, but I definitely prefer sort of this look better. And again, you can have this missile facing forward, or you can have this part facing forward. So I'll just leave it like that. These parts, I guess you can put, I think, do these fit in the back here? Like, do these work as sort of pseudo? Yeah. Ooh, do they? Oops, sorry about that. No, they don't. They're too big. I was thinking maybe, for blast effects you could, but I was thinking maybe you could put them in like that for some sort of pseudo blast effects, but that does not work. But yeah, I think this sort of armored up vehicle mode looks pretty cool. So yeah, that's about it for animated Bumblebee. Let's leave you with my final thoughts. Okay, so some final thoughts for Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee. I totally overestimated this figure. I, kind of put it off for a long time. I never watched animated, was never really into the figures, thought they looked too like cartoony, too stylized, so I never really got into them. But I heard a lot of good things about this figure, so decided to pick up the Japanese release. And yeah, I'm not disappointed at all. I think it's great. It's a great figure. Tons of articulation, tons of playability with the accessories. There's some things here and there I don't like about, the robot mode. I don't like all the clear plastic, and the car mode, I don't like sort of the hinges showing and things like that, but those are very minor gripes. Overall, this is a great figure, and I'm very happy to have another Bumblebee to add to my collection. So yeah, if you guys like a super articulated sort of little mini deluxe figure, this is the guy for you. He's very fun, and yeah, very happy I picked him up. So anyways, this has been the video review for Transformers Legacy United Animated Universe Bumblebee. This is the Japanese release, but like I said, take that very lightly. And yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell for more great content. And as always, till all are one, have a great day.